Welcome back to another episode of the PT on Ice Daily Show. Today, we're doing a deeper dive into the world of online booking with Jane. Jane is an all-in-one practice management software that we love here at ICE. Online booking with Jane gives your clients a simplified way to book into your schedule where they can secure an appointment through your online booking site. This will save you time and your clients time as they are free to book whenever, eliminating the need for back and forth emails for coordinating times and appointments. There's no delay between the schedule your client sees and what you see, so availability is always up to date. Your clients can also see availability based on appointment type or by practitioner. This is a helpful way to make sure your clients are getting the care they need when they need it. If you want to learn how Jane can help you leverage online booking and other helpful features for your business, head over to jane.app/physical therapy. You can also use the code ICEPT1MO for a 1-month grace period at the time of sign up. Enjoy the show, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the PT on Ice Daily Show. Happy Friday morning. Happy Fitness Athlete Friday. Hope everybody's Friday morning is off to a great start. Hopefully you're getting ready for 22.2 if you haven't hit it already. I just finished doing it a little bit earlier this morning. My name is Alan. I'm happy to be your host today. Currently have the pleasure of serving as the Chief Operating Officer for ICE and a faculty member in our Fitness Athlete division. Here on Fitness Athlete Friday, we talk all things CrossFit, powerlifting, Olympic weightlifting, gymnastics, endurance athlete, running, cycling, etc. Before we get started, let's talk a little bit about courses coming your way from the Fitness Athlete division. Clinical Management Fitness Athlete Essential Foundations, 8 weeks online. The March 7th cohort that is starting Monday sold out about a month ago now. So if you've been looking to get into that, your next chance is June 7th. That cohort is already about 25% full. So as we go along, these courses are selling out more and more in advance. So if you're hoping to join us in that course, please sign up earlier rather than later. If you're looking to catch us out on the road for our live seminar with Mitch or Zach or Joe, your next chance is next weekend in Asheville, North Carolina with Zach. That'll be the weekend of March 12th. You can catch Mitch down in Orlando, Florida for Fitness Athlete Live March 19th. You can catch Zach April 2nd in Cincinnati. And then you can catch all of us from the Fitness Athlete division at the ICE Sampler at the end of April 30th and May 1st. That's going to be a great weekend. Lots of bonding, lots of talk about prevention, lots of working out. We're excited to have all of the ICE faculty there, in addition to some special guests, including Dr. Julie Fouché from CrossFit Precision Care and Wild Health to come talk from the primary care provider aspect of preventative medicine. Speaking of prevention, let's get into today's topic. Let's talk about gymnastics. So if you're in the CrossFit Open right now, we've seen some relatively low skill stuff. Last week, we did see some gymnastics with the box jump overs and the wall walks, but relatively low skill. This week, we have a bar facing burpee. Again, a gymnastics movement, but relatively low skill. We know next week we're probably going to see some higher skill stuff on the pull-up bar. We're probably going to see some toes to bar, some pull-ups, some chest to bar pull-ups, and probably some bar muscle-ups. So today we're talking about how to improve your gymnastics game with talking about the differences in thumb position and grip width and what we see go wrong in the gym that can not only lead to injury, but lead to decreased performance, which is we're talking about reducing injury risk as much as we can here on Fitness Athlete Friday, but we're also talking about how to improve people's performance, how to go from stringing together 3 or 5 toes to bar or pull-ups to being able to do big sets of kipping toes to bar, pull-ups, butterfly pull-ups, and then getting into bar muscle-ups and ring muscle-ups. And a lot of that comes to the basics. Literally, how are you jumping up and grabbing that pull-up bar? I would love to take you out to the gym right now, but I can't. We have 22.2 going on all day long, so it's going to be very, very loud out there. But I have brought one of our portable pull-up bars here into the treatment room with me to talk about a couple of things. So the first thing I want to talk about is the position of the thumb up on the bar. And does it make a difference or not? It definitely does. We had Kelly on here, maybe 6 months or so, talking about thumb position and how thumb position matters on the gymnastics bar. I want to review that, but I also want to talk about width on the grip width on the pull-up bar and how that translates to capacity. And finally, I want to talk about my favorite accessory movements to help folks get better at gymnastics when they're up on the pull-up bar. So let's talk about thumb first, right? We have a thumb for a reason, Besides our great intelligence and our ability to work together in small groups, the thumb is the reason we're the dominant species on this planet, right? It's the reason your dog can't open a door. It's the reason your dog can't drive a car or operate a machine. And it's the reason you can do all that stuff and why we are a more advanced life form. So you have a thumb, please, for the love of God, use it. What we see a lot is folks get up on the bar and they just monkey paw that thumb around the bar. And they say, I feel really strong here. And subjectively, they may feel really strong there, but that's because that's the only way they've ever grabbed that pull-up bar. We know what is a much stronger grip is that thumb wrapped around the bar as tight as possible. And not only in a neutral grip, but really trying to achieve this knuckles over the top of the bar position. Thumb over, knuckle down, really locked in. What does that position do? Well, if we take that down to the floor, that looks like our setup position for a heavy deadlift or a heavy clean or a heavy snatch. We know that thumb over or even hook grip position with our knuckle down is going to maximally engage our lat, right? It's going to ensure that whatever we're doing up on that pull-up bar is a lat-driven, a shoulder-driven movement, and it takes away from the wrist, which is what we want. When we have this monkey paw movement, a lot of people initially, when they learn kipping, they like this because it helps the wrist become a hinge joint. The wrist helps pick up speed. It helps carry that momentum from the kip for them. What are the downsides there? Well, now the hand and wrist has a lot more momentum, right? Now you can imagine that extra friction there is going to lead to more hand tears. It's going to lead to more issues with feeling wrist soreness or even wrist pain now that we are hanging from our wrist and we're oscillating about the wrist. Early on, you may be able to get away doing a set of maybe 3 to 5 kipping pull-ups or toes to bar using this monkey paw thumb over the top of the bar grip. But you're going to find that you tear your hands a lot. Those people tend to have tears all over their hands. They tend to tear their entire palm on stuff like bar muscle ups. Anytime there's a gymnastics movement, they really pay for it. This is what my hands look like, right? Just a couple of calluses. I have some pinky calluses from my Olympic weightlifting bar that are more prominent than anything on my hand from the gymnastics. And that's because I use a thumb wrapped around the bar grip, knuckles down, right? I take all the friction out of my hand. I put all the momentum through my shoulder joint. So we really need to focus on getting people to wrap their thumb around the bar, even if they don't like how that feels, even if initially it reduces their momentum and reduces their ability to string together kipping movements up on the gymnastics bar. So keep that in mind. Now, what do we do next? We focus on grip width. A lot of people early on will like a really narrow grip, a really what we call a bicep dominant grip. They basically have their shoulders stacked completely vertical. That is going to give you some power. That is going to let the bicep dominate the pull for things like pull-ups and toes to bar. The issue there is that the bicep on some people is a big muscle, but it doesn't have a lot of strength. It doesn't have a lot of endurance. We're talking about literally pulling your entire body weight up and over the bar with something like a bar muscle up. You cannot bicep curl your body weight. No matter how big your biceps may be, they're not a strong muscle and they don't have a lot of endurance compared to the lat, compared to all of the muscles of the shoulder complex. So we really need to encourage people to widen that grip out to a more lat dominant grip. So how do we see this present clinically? Folks that have that really narrow grip up on the pull-up bar, they tend to come in with bicep related pain, right? They're basically relying on the bicep to pull. They can come in with bicep related pain, labral related pain that can be solved very easily by having them widen the grip. Much like changing their thumb position, they're going to complain early on that they don't feel as strong with widening the grip, which is true because they've been training their bicep with their gymnastics probably for a very long time. And having them switch to a wider grip to bias the lats is going to initially feel weaker. But trust me, it's going to lead to less pain on the bar. It's going to lead to more capacity, more performance. This is really relevant for our postpartum athletes. The more we can place the load on the shoulder, the less the bicep has to work, the less the core has to work. So this is relevant to a lot of different populations, not only for reducing pain and symptoms, but for improving performance. There are a lot of athletes in CrossFit who can jump up on the bar and always hammer a set of 5 toes to bar and pull-ups, but they could never do more than that. Why? Their bicep gets tired. We look at athletes who can jump up and do a set of 10, 15, 20 toes to bar, athletes who can jump up and do big sets of 20 butterfly pull-ups or string together 5 to 10 bar muscle-ups at a time, you will note that they are not grabbing the bar like this, right? They have a very wide grip, and they tend to have giant, huge lats because they're using their lats in the gymnastics and not their biceps. So grip width is as important as thumb position when we talk about being up on the bar, not only for reducing symptoms, reducing bicep and labral pain, but improving performance as well. Again, a lot of athletes can do 5 kipping pull-ups, but no more. Asking them to switch to a wider grip, they're gonna hate it, but it's gonna be the best for their long-term athletic development. So if you're in the gym, you're coaching them, you're seeing them on the patient side, get them out into the pull-up bar, make sure they're having the thumb wrapped around the bar, knuckles down, wider grip. Now, what can we do aside from just fixing that stuff? Early on, it's not going to feel comfortable to a lot of these athletes. It's not going to feel strong. They're going to hate it. They're going to want to go back to what they know, even if it's not the best for their long-term athletic development. We can give them some accessory work to progress that lat strength that they've been bypassing for a long time. What are things I like? Going back to basics, strict pull-ups or strict pull-up negatives with that wider lat dominant grip and reinforcing thumb wrapped around the bar, knuckles down. Off the bar, we can do a lot of stuff as well. We can do a seal row, get a bench, elevate it so that they can reach down and grab a barbell, and they're basically doing a completely vertical row. And again, encourage that really wide lat dominant grip on the barbell, and encourage wrap your thumb around the bar, think about knuckles down, really engage. We're trying to train the lats here. We can also work on chest to bar work. A lot of folks cannot do a strict chest to bar, but they always complain, I can't do chest to bar pull-ups, I can't do bar muscle-ups. Well, it makes sense. If you can't do the strict version, it's probably going to be very hard to do the kipping version, especially if you're using that narrow biceps dominant grip. So get them on the bar wide, have them use a band for strict chest to bar pull-ups. You can have them use a box and do chest to bar negatives where they jump up, hit their bar to the chest, and then lower down, always reinforcing that wide lat dominant grip. And again, that thumb wrapped around the bar, knuckles down. And this can go a long way for helping those athletes who come in with chronic shoulder issues, who come in or not able to come into the gym because their hands are just blasted apart after a high volume gymnastics workout. This can go a long way to help people improve their gymnastics, get them to do bigger sets of pull-ups and toes to bar, but also help them get their bar muscle up. If you grip the bar like this, you're going to have a very hard time doing a bar muscle up unless you have exceptional shoulder mobility. That is a big degree of external rotation into internal rotation when you have that very narrow grip. So encourage thumb around the bar, knuckles down, encourage a wide lat dominant grip when they're doing gymnastics in the gym during workouts. Yes, initially it's going to not feel as strong, it's not going to feel as good, but over time they'll notice their hands stop tearing. They don't really have to worry about hand tears anymore. They'll notice they're getting stronger, they're able to do bigger sets, and then you can give them that accessory work in between to help them develop their lats that they've been ignoring for a long period of time, overall to develop their shoulders stronger and improve their overall athletic development in the gym. So I hope that helps. We know for sure we're going to see this stuff next week. So if you have some patients coming into the clinic over the next couple of days, coming in with issues up on the pull-up bar, make sure, yes, we're evaluating lack of range of motion or pain in their shoulder, but also make sure we finish that drill and in their evaluation and get them out on the pull-up bar and see what they look like. You'll be surprised by the amount of people who jump up there with that super narrow biceps dominant grip, who have that monkey paw grip. You can fix that and really improve their symptoms and their performance very quickly, on top of giving them some accessory work as well. So have a fantastic Friday. Good luck on 22.2. Enjoy your weekend. Bye, everybody.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to the PT on Ice Daily Show. If you enjoyed this content, head on over to iTunes and leave us a review. And be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at the Institute of Clinical Excellence. If you're interested in getting plugged into more ICE content on a weekly basis while earning CEUs from home, check out our virtual ICE online mentorship program at ptonice.com. While you're there, sign up for our Hump Day Hustling newsletter for a free email every Wednesday morning with our top 5 research articles and social media posts that we think are worth reading. Head over to ptonice.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to sign up.